I absolutely love drawing flowers with graphite pencils. I think it is possible to create some really beautiful drawings. And actually, I always go through the same process. I always follow the same series of steps. So let me share those steps with you today, and I can show you this by drawing these daffodils. Now, before we go through the process, it's important first to take a minute to talk about the materials. And there's two materials I particularly want to talk about, the pencils and the paper. Now, first up, I think it's easy to assume with graphite drawing that you're just going to use one pencil and that's it. But actually, generally speaking, for most of my graphite drawings, I use 3 pencils. I tend to use an HB pencil, a 3B and a 6B pencil. Now, using 3 different pencils with different levels of hardness means that I'm able to build up the pencil and therefore create much richer shading than I can with a pencil on its own. So generally, I would start off with the HB pencil and then blend it with a tissue so it's really nice and smooth, before then doing the same with the 3B pencil, blending with a tissue, and the 6B pencil, and again blending with a tissue. And look at how much richer that shading looks in comparison to the HB on its own. Now, building up the pencil in this way is called layering. We're layering one pencil on top of another. And you'll see that in practice on these daffodils in a short while. Now, let's also think about the paper. In order to put down all of these pencils, we need a paper that's able to do that, that's able to take that pencil. So it won't be possible to do this on something like printer paper or sketch paper. I like using something called Bristol board. I particularly like that it is super smooth and thick like a card. Now, you will see when I'm drawing these daffodils, I do use other materials like erasers, and I have linked in the description all of the materials that I'm using. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, please do click the like button, and don't forget to click the subscribe and the notify bell to be notified on all of my future videos. So now that we've spoken about the materials, let's take a minute to think about a reference photo. So for every single drawing that I create, I always work from a reference. Because I'm focusing on drawing realistic objects, working from a reference is the best way to create the most realistic drawing possible. But it's important to be working from the right reference photo. Now, when selecting a reference, there's a few things that I'm particularly looking for. First up, it needs to have really good contrast. I need to have a good amount of light, dark, and mid-tone. So a drawing from a reference photo like this is always going to turn out better than a reference photo like this. I also want to make sure that my reference photo is as detailed as possible. If I try and draw from a blurry reference, it's not going to be possible for me to add in all of those details I need to see. And finally, I want the reference photo to be from a good angle. I think if you try and draw a flower from a wonky angle, it's always going to end up looking a little bit odd. I generally speaking like to work head on for my drawings if possible. So once I've selected the right kind of reference photo and I've got the core materials, I can then start building up the flowers. Now, before we get started, if you want to go through this drawing with me in a lot more detail, I do have a full tutorial available on my website. In fact, I have not only these daffodils, but loads of other graphite drawings covering a wide variety of subject matters. For every single tutorial, I include really in-depth instructions, all of the real-time footage, details of all of the materials that I'm using, and the sketch outlines, both a light sketch outline in case you want to print it directly onto your drawing paper, and a much darker sketch outline for if you want to trace. I have some faster, more beginner-friendly drawings and some much more complicated drawings as well. Plus, I also have tutorials on coloured pencils and watercolour pencils as well. Check out the link in the description. So let's get started with these daffodils. And I want to start here by working with the hardest pencil out of the 3 pencils that I've selected. So the hardest pencil is the pencil that looks the lightest when you put it down on the paper. Now, for this drawing, I'm actually working with matte graphite pencils instead of standard graphite, and the scale for those is a little bit different. So I'm starting off here with a 4B pencil, but if I were using standard graphite, I would be drawing with an HB pencil. And my goal here is to just put down all of the key shapes. I just want to map out all of the shapes within the flowers so that I'm very clear on what needs to go where. This is step one of the layering process. Now, the absolute key thing that I want to be doing here is pressing really nice and lightly, because we're going to be building up the pencil in a series of layers, starting off with this hardest pencil and gradually working towards the softer and darker pencils. I don't want to be pressing really hard with this first pencil so that I am able to build those other pencils on top. So you'll see I'm really having a good amount of control over my pencil, make sure that I'm not pressing too hard. And then all I'm doing is working around this flower one petal at a time. So I like to just focus on one petal, look at the main shapes that I can see within that petal. So you'll notice that some of the petals have various stripes and shadows where they're a little bit folded. I want to add in those folds, add in all of the shapes that I can see here, just so I have a good guide on what's going to go where. Now you'll see that there are some areas that need to be a bit darker, like those darker folds. As I mentioned, I don't want to be pressing hard with the pencil, so if it's an area where I want the pencil to be darker, I will just go over that area more times rather than pressing hard. I also can't stress how important it is to be having a sharp pencil while doing this. The pencil is not only going to go down much clearer and more consistently, but it's also going to be much easier to be precise about where that pencil's going. Now do also note that I'm really focusing on trying to get the pencil down as smoothly as possible. These petals are very, very smooth. So generally speaking, I'm working in some very light kind of circular or oval motions here to try and get that pencil down as smoothly as I can. But it doesn't matter if it's a little bit kind of grainy, we'll fix that in a second. So let's start filling in the main shapes towards the middle of the flower, which is generally a little bit more fiddly because of the detail here. It is worth noting that before I started adding in this shading, I did take the time to create a really light sketch. So I do have a very rough guide on what needs to go where. And actually reasonably quickly, I would say, I do have something that's starting to look like a daffodil. It's not got a huge amount of detail, it's not looking perfectly smooth, and it's also not really got much contrast, but it is looking like a flower. So I want to do exactly the same thing to the flower underneath. I'm just trying to get everything roughly mapped out, and then I can carry on building on this as we go. So once I've gone through and built up that second flower, I've got all of the shapes pretty roughly marked in. What I now want to do is smooth this out. So as I mentioned, I think it's looking a little bit kind of grainy. What I'm going to do is just take a tissue and wrap it around my finger and then work in circular motions, blending this whole daffodil out. So you'll see as I'm doing this, it is not only smoothing this out, it is making the flower look a little bit muddy. I'm losing any little bit of contrast that I had, but it's kind of making a very smooth template that I'll then be able to build on with another pencil. Now I'm not worrying that this is smudging a little bit around the outside of the flower. That's fine. I can build that up and clean that up a bit later. All I want is to create a really lovely smooth base drawing. So once it looks like that at the top, I can then start blending this bottom daffodil flower as well. So once again, where possible, working in circular motions, although you'll see that I kind of go around the point of each of the petals here as well. And then I'll do exactly the same thing for the stems down here. And that is kind of step one of my flower process. Let's now do the exact same thing, but with a slightly softer and therefore darker pencil. So here I'm using the 8B pencil in the matte graphite pencils. If I were using standard graphite, I would use a 3B pencil. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go over the whole drawing, once again mapping in all of those details that I've already added. I want to be going over any area that is either a mid-tone or darker. So I don't need to be going over all of the really light light areas of the flower, because I've already got those roughly marked in with the last pencil, but I do want to go over those mid-tone and darker areas just to kind of slightly more build up a picture on what the flower is going to look like. But once again, I still want to be pressing nice and lightly here. I still want to be generally working in circular motions to try and make this nice and smooth. And I still want to be working with a really nice and sharp pencil. So you can see I'm working my way one flower at a time and generally working from the top to the bottom. I like to work in a reasonably organized way. I just think it's much easier. So you'll also see I'm working anti-clockwise around each of the petals. And then I can start going over these stems at the bottom. And again, I'm left with two nice and clear flowers that look a little bit richer than they did a second ago with the last pencil. And this was much easier this time because all of these shapes were already marked out. I had a good idea where everything was going to go before I start using a darker pencil. So I'm going to once again blend this with the tissue. This is a clean area of the same tissue, so that I'm left again with a nice and soft, nicely blended couple of flowers that do look a little bit muddy. They're not looking super clear, but that's okay. I'm now going to do the exact same process again, but now with the softest or darkest pencil that I'll be using. So in matte graphite, this is the 12B pencil. In standard graphite, that would be the 6B. And now I want to be using this pencil to go over all of the darkest areas. So that is particularly underneath the center area of the flower for this drawing, and also towards the center of the flower here as well. But hopefully you can see how important it is to select a reference photo with really good contrast, having all of this dark shading as well as the lights and the midtones, because we literally build it up in those series of layers. Now it's worth noting that because I've blended this twice already with the tissue, and we will be blending it again in a second, all of the absolute lightest areas have now got lost. Not only is it a little bit kind of smudgy around the outside of the flower, but all of the really light areas aren't looking light enough anymore. So I'll show you in a second what I'll do to fix that. But for now, let's finish up adding in the darkest areas with this darkest and softest pencil. And then I'm once again very lightly blending this with a tissue, with a clean area of the tissue. So you'll see that I'm not blending this anywhere near as much as I did with the lightest pencil, or it's just going to create a big old smudgy mess. So now at this point, I have now finished all of the blending that I'll do with that tissue. What I want to do at this point is add the lightest areas back in before adding in all of the final details. So to do this, I need to use a couple of erasers, and I'm going to use both of these erasers to lift some of that graphite. So I'm starting off here by using a putty eraser. This is a moldable eraser. I can mold it into different shapes so that I can get into some maybe narrower areas like between these petals, and just generally use this eraser to lightly dab away any areas that have got a bit smudged around the edge of the flower. Now I can also use this putty eraser to just lightly lift a little bit of the graphite in any softer areas that I think need to be lighter. So this putty eraser is good for creating some really soft, lighter patches, but it's not very good for adding in any finer details. It's not really possible to add hugely fine details because you can't be super accurate with where this is lifting the graphite. But areas like around the edge here, I can just lightly lift that up, and look at what a massive difference that makes. It's going to lift the whole flower and make it look so much brighter and more vibrant. So I want to be looking for any area where it does need to be a lot lighter. You'll see that I keep remolding my eraser so that I'm working with a clean area. And I'm just going to go around lightly lifting this graphite. So once I've done this to both of the flowers and I've got all of these lighter areas, soft light areas marked back in, what I now want to do is use something called an electric eraser. So with this eraser, it is much easier to be very precise with where it's going, but equally it can make some quite harsh lines. So this is an eraser where when I'm pressing the button, it's spinning that eraser at the end so that it creates a really nice, clean and sharp line with the eraser. So you can see how small the tip of this eraser is and how it is so much easier for me to be accurate with where it's lifting the graphite. graphite from. Let's do the same on this flower down here, lifting the graphite anywhere where I want to add some smaller, more refined details where the lighter areas have been smudged from all of the blending I did with the tissue. And then that is the vast majority of the drawing done. I'm just going to go back to the putty eraser to just lift a little bit of the graphite on the leaf along here. And then I want to start adding in the final details. So I'm going back to the darkest pencil. So this is the 12B pencil. And I want to be adding all of the fine details, but also going over any area that needs to be particularly dark. So on this flower, towards the center is, I would say, the darkest area. I do want to build up a decent amount of the graphite along there so that it's really dark, it's really got that contrast. But you'll also see I'm going around all of the edges of the flower towards the center here to try and make this as detailed as possible. So it's much easier because I've already got a framework for everything I have already mapped in here. I really do know where everything needs to go. I just want to look at any extra details that I don't currently have, or any areas that need to be made darker, like under the flower here, as well as the stems. And I'm just working from the top flower to the bottom once again, adding in all of those details and really making that contrast much darker and much richer, before I can then just tidy up with the eraser at the end. So those are the steps that I always use for every single floral drawing that I create with graphite pencils. Hopefully that makes the process seem much easier. Don't forget to give this video a like if you found it helpful, and remember that if you want to go through the full process in a lot more detail, I do have the full tutorial on my website. Happy drawing, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.